Welcome to Prep Beat. I'm T.J. Holmes. He's Thomas Lawrence. We're previewing Week 10 Game of the Week, Foothill hosting Red Bluff. This game has a lot of playoff implications. The loser of this game does not make the playoffs. Foothill, though, if they win, they still need Lassen to beat Wairika to get the strength of schedule points to get into the postseason. So there's a lot riding on this game.
Absolutely. You know, I went out to Foothill practice earlier today and talked to Coach Joey Brown. He's like, I wish our record was better than 2-7, but also he's so excited that this team has a chance with that record, the way the season has gone, the turnover they've had, to still be in there to host a do-or-die game, potentially for the playoffs on a Friday night. And it's an interesting matchup because neither of these teams really has that statement win. This would pretty much be it. It's
kind of funny to even think that a 2-7 team would have a chance at being in the postseason, but that's the northern section for you. And you look at this matchup you already touched on a little bit. Red Bluff has just been decimated by injuries to a lot of key players this year. They still got some enough health that they can maybe beat Foothill on Friday night. Foothill is just hanging on to that PV win, that crucial win that's really kept their season alive.
You talk about the health of Red Bluff. One of those injuries last week was the quarterback, Greg Dufour. He was out against Paradise. Ryan Pollard, Foothill's quarterback, suffered an injury against Orville, but they're both back this week. They're both healthy and ready to go. And whichever senior plays with more poise, converts those third and long situations, will probably be the same guy who's playing a week from now.
And keep in mind, Pollard threw, 9 touchdowns in the two meetings against Red Bluff in back-to-back weeks last year, but that's a different Foothill team, so that's going to be an interesting matchup to see who can be in the postseason for that one. Another Division I matchup that has a lot of playoff implications is Shasta going to Chico. The last couple of times these two teams have met, it's been an absolute shootout. Chico has just had a crazy season. If they win this game, they're in the playoffs, and they will get a 3 seed at a 4-6 record. But if they lose, completely out of it.
Shasta kind of has been going the other way. They've lost 3 straight league games after a great start to the year. It's been tough for them recently, and they're facing a Chico team that's knocked them out of the playoffs the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's a boom or bust game for Chico to be able to continue playing, and you look at their quarterback, Clayton Welch, who's just been torching defenses this year. But the key matchup, that Chico defense, they've scored a lot of points, but they've struggled to stop a lot of teams. So if they have to stop Shasta to be able to get into the postseason.
Another Eastern Athletic game, Enterprise hosting Pleasant Valley, and a chance for the Hornets, TJ, to go 10-0. They really have done a great job of taking each game this year and just, delivering their best performance. And, they have a section championship on the mind, obviously, that 6-0 run in the EAL. This is a team that could be the third ever from the northern section to play for a Northern California championship.
And 7 straight games with at least 40 points for Enterprise, which is a big, strong point for them. Down in Division II, you got a major Northern Athletic League battle. West Valley's hosting Corning, the top 2 teams in the NAL, aside of West Valley, who is also 3-1 with Corning. West Valley can win. If they win this game, they win the NAL outright, securing that #1 seed for the Division II playoffs, which will be key. That means they're hosting the rest of the way every game that they're going to play. So this is a big game down in Cottonwood. And then another Division III game has a lot of playoff implications. Trinity's playing Mount Shasta. This game is big because Trinity, if they win and Calusa loses, could secure a top 2 seed, which would be big. They could be going down to Durham of the #1 seed, potentially for the championship game.
That was the first football game I ever covered, man. Trinity-Durham semifinal
a couple of years ago. Well, for more high school football coverage and all the highlights and scores from Friday night's games, check out prepbeat.com.